What's good, everybody? My name is Gentleman Jugg.
And I'm Son.
Welcome back to the Gentleman Juggcast. This is episode 54. How you doing today, boy? You son of a bitch.
It's okay.
Stupid phone. I thought I turned it off. I'm unprofessional here. I just can't. I can't be professional. I don't know what's going on with me. I have a problem.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. We got another movie to talk about today. What's this one, boy?
Steel
with Shaq O'Neal.
Gold Bond.
You can call him Gold Bond all you want. You know, he's making billions. I'm not. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's winning. Okay. So, look. I think I need to get something off my chest here. Indulge me, if you will. Let me complain for a second. But there's a problem I'm having with a certain corporation right now. I'm not. It's the letters start with W and B. I'm not gonna say what their name is. We'll go ahead and call them Weenie Biscuits. They're causing problems for your old Uncle Jug. Okay. I put out a video, Batman Returns, and what did they do to me? They decided that they were going to copyright claim my video. Now, of course, we did the thing, and it the video's out. You can watch it. It's not a big deal. It's not been claimed. It's fine. But I put out another one for Batman Forever, and guess where that's at?
It's been claimed.
It's been claimed
by the biscuits. By
the Weenie Biscuits. They've upset me, son. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't want to have to do what I'm about to do, but because I think it's too hard. But we're gonna figure something out because Weenie Biscuits, you done fucked it up. All right, you fucked it up. It's fucked.
It'd be funny if they sent you a peace offering with just some biscuits in the mail because they listen to this.
They don't hear it. They don't listen to it. I don't even think they even know who I am, but they still claim my video.
They're just like, I just know that's my footage.
So I got to do something else. I don't know. Maybe I have to picture every video. I don't know. It took me forever to freaking edit the first video, and as soon as it got claimed the second I freaking put it up.
You could always just draw it and then just put a picture of it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Like a stick figure.
No, people need to see Batman blow somebody's dick off. They need to see it. And they need, because when I talk about it, they need to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right. We'll figure it out. I've been figuring it out this entire time, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure this too out. What's this movie again?
Steel.
All right. So I did no research on this movie. I have no idea when it came out. I don't remember. All I know is that Shaquille O'Neal was at like the height of his popularity in the NBA at the time. Well, he might not have been at the height. I don't think he had won any championships yet, but he was one of the big names in the NBA. I think he was still playing for the Orlando Magic at the time. So, but other than that though, like he was a well-known star. He had done I think Kazam, and he had a cameo appearance in Good Burger. Mm-hmm. Movies that you haven't seen at all.
No.
I don't think you even know of them. But
I've heard the names.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard Kazam.
It's probably because I said it before. Not to you. Well, not to the podcast, but to you.
I thought you said Shazam when you first said that. I was like, Shazam?
Yeah, well.
Like, did I miss something?
you did it. If you missed it, then I missed it because I don't know any movie that Shaq is in called Shazam. But yeah, that's all it was. He was a well known, famous person, and for being 7 foot, like over 7 feet tall, hey, he was a big deal. So for some reason, somebody, some really powerful human being said, hey, we should make a superhero movie and have Shaq play the main character. And then some human being who was higher than that one said that's a good idea. And then they did it.
And this is that movie.
It's painfully 90s, and it came out at a time when superhero movies were just not a big deal. I mean, like, I don't remember what time it came out because it sure as hell didn't come out. I feel like it came out before Batman Forever. I feel like that's what happened. I feel like it came out before Batman Forever and before Blade, because this look, we'll just get into it, okay? So this movie starts with like a weapons test that John Henry Irons, played by Shaquille O'Neal.
I was about to say Iron Man weapons test in the beginning.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I mean, they look, they try to freaking throw superhero names out in this movie like crazy. But what is it? So John is doing a weapons test, and the villain, whose name is Nathaniel Burke, played by Judd Nelson.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Like, now I'm saying like the villain's name.
His name is Burke. Did you not hear his name at all?
No. I just thought, oh, it's random guy in a jacket.
Yeah, that's his name, Burke.
Burke.
Well, you never heard Steele yell his name? Burke.
No, I just heard him. No, I just saw him chasing that guy. I'm like, so it's the guy with the jacket. He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. Look, bad guys were always, especially if you're in a black superhero movie, the bad guy was always, some smart white guy. That's what it was. That's what they fucking did. They did that, okay? It was always that.
Why do they keep doing that?
Because that's what the 90s did. The 90s always had to have a black guy triumph over a white guy, and as black as we are, at the time when I saw this movie, you're thinking, oh, all white people are like that, like it's a Spike Lee movie, where every white person sounds like a complete idiot. So, but this is different. Okay, so Burke is mad because he thinks that his ideas and the same weapons that Shaq built, are better. So he starts messing with one of the weapons, and Shaq and his friend, her name is Susan Sparks. He calls her Sparky.
Well, I thought that was a dog he was calling out when he said, "Sparky, come here." I thought he was talking to his dog.
Well, this bitch's name is Annabeth Gish. That's her name. That's her real name. But the character's name is Susan Sparks, or Sparky, as we call him.
Sparky.
Yeah. So, I feel like you didn't watch this movie, and you watched this movie. You were right next to me. You don't know none of the characters' names. So, look, Burke messes with a weapon, and the weapon is a concussion type of weapon. And it's so smart because they keep telling Shaq that he's so smart. You're so smart. You're so great.
Like,
only
yay?
you could make weapons like this.
Like, yay?
Yeah, with the modifications I have, I can make the weapons. Yeah. That's basically what he says. So Burke shoots the weapon, and Shaq is like, "Burke, no!" And he shoots the weapon, and it kills a senator who, for whatever reason, is there. being evil, and it also paralyzes Sparky. Now, apparently, I thought she was paralyzed because he broke her back. No, her legs were crushed. So, I mean, she's paralyzed because her legs got crushed. Yeah, yeah. I thought her back was broken. That's what I thought.
Yeah, well then that makes one scene in the movie not make sense later on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, anyways, Burke gets court-martialed, and Shaq is. I keep calling him Shaq. His name is John.
Shaq.
Well, that's Shaquille O'Neal's name. Shaq O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. Whatever. So, yeah, he's getting court-martialed by the military, I guess, and so Shaq is there, and he's like, yeah, that guy's the one who did it. He messed with my weapon. And that's how he says it. I'm saying. That's how he says it. That guy, he's the one who did it. Burke, he did it, and he he destroyed my weapon, and I'm upset about it. So
sounds like a South Park character.
But that's how he talks this whole movie. Like, he makes like twice he yells in this movie. But all the other times, he's just, like he's just he's talking at people. He's not talking to them. He's talking at them. Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So now John has decided he's not gonna make weapons anymore. So he goes back home. Where's home? It's L.A.
Yay.
Yeah. Not Metropolis. Seeing as how they keep name dropping Superman and Batman and Robin. They freaking, don't go to Metropolis. They go to L.A.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
or what should have been. I mean, how hard could it have been to name it, Coast City?
Well, I mean, it just like the comics, he's from L.A., like in the comics,
Yeah, how hard could it have been to like be like, this is Coast City or Central City or something like that?
Well, L.A.
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 That's where he is. Superman flies to L.A.
Yeah.
Batman goes to L.A. He doesn't go to Coast City.
The Robin's in L.A., bro.
Yeah, it does not Bloodhaven. He goes to L.A. when he wants to recharge his batteries. So, look, they really hit home that, John can't shoot free throws because at the time Shaq couldn't shoot three. I mean, he still can't shoot free throws, but, I mean, he's made more than me in the NBA, so I can tell you that. But, every time they sit there and freaking have a basketball or a situation where he gets to shoot something, he shoots and he misses.
Every time. I know it's supposed to be a joke, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is not really funny.
Yeah. So we now meet this kid named Martin. He's being played by the singer.
Oh, that's what his name is.
Yeah, Ray J. Now, Ray J, we all know Ray J eventually did his thing with Kimmy Cakes, and all that stuff, and that's why Kim Kardashian's famous and blah, 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 blah. But before that, he was this kid. He was just Ray J, Brandy's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, he's Shaq's younger brother.
Yay?
Yeah, sure, why not? Because they all have to have a kid. And we also meet the character Grandma. I don't know her name.
The character Grandma.
That's her name. They just call her Grandma. And she wants to open a restaurant. So she's complaining that everybody's talking and ruining her souffle. I don't know the rules about making a souffle. I'm not a chef. I don't cook. So maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe if you talk when a souffle is cooking, it will fall in and be destroyed. I don't know.
I mean, I get that it's supposed to be funny, but it's not.
I didn't laugh. I don't give a shit. The movie is doing a lot of world building at this point, and it's just boring. Like, I looked at you, you looked at me, you're like,
I'm going to take a nap.
I think I want to take a nap, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. So finally some action happens where a bank robbery goes down with a this black Hummer that has all of the weapons that John made with Sparky, and they rob a bank. Cool, great.
I don't know why, but for some reason these action scenes are just boring.
I mean, yeah, I can say this: the explosions look cool.
Yeah, but after
that's
the explosions,
about it. After the explosions, don't care.
Sounds like a Transformers movie.
Pretty much. So while this bank robbery is happening, John just happens to be on a police ride along with a police officer friend who we never see again. She comes out, the Hummer freaking shoots at it, blows the freaking cop car up. He gets her out, and then that's it. And then so the guys in the Hummer, they decide to freaking take off and they drive away, but for some reason one of the guys decides, I got to get some more money. So, he's still behind, still robbing.
Yeah.
Okay. And he runs out, and then Steele sees him, or John sees him, and then he chases him on foot. This guy runs.
And this guy has a weapon.
Experimental weapon that works.
And he didn't shoot it at, John, who has no weapon, is just a civilian.
It's the worst on-foot chase ever, because this guy is running, and Steele is like running like I want to say he's running like Jason Voorhees, where like the guy's like running so freaking fast, and then Steele's like running right behind him, but it's like the slowest chase on foot ever. Mm-hmm. And they run through a train yard, and
this is super long.
It is way longer than you think it would be.
And I just like the music. The music is like, it makes it worse. Like, and like they make it play super dramatic, but it's just him just running super slow.
It's just him running as slow as possible. Like, it's awful. It's like the worst on foot chase.
And then it gets worse when they start climbing up trains and going down, and he's like
So finally the guy decides, hey, I got a gun, I'm gonna shoot it. He shoots the same spot, missing Steele like a dozen times.
He's in the open, and you literally can't hit him
at all.
Like, oh my gosh. It's like, if he hit him, the movie would be over then.
But he did get hit. Because
by a different guy.
Eventually a guy comes along, like that the first guy freaking like thinks he got away, but Steele shows up like Batman right in front of him.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I didn't know you could run that fast. And then this other guy freaking comes out of nowhere and shoots him in the back and knocks him out. And you're like, what? So how did he not die? Why didn't you shoot him in the head? He's on the ground. You could shoot him right now.
Or I thought this gun was supposed to blow banks up.
It did. It blew a bank up, but now it shoots him in the back, and he's fine. He's fine.
Could have finished him off too, but you decide, just leave him.
Yeah. So apparently, Steele just knows who did this.
Yeah.
So he goes right to the bar.
It's pretty obvious.
Never met these guys before.
Just walks in.
Just walks into a bar, and he's like, hey, where are the weapons at? I want the weapons. And they're like, yo, man. Yo, man, you need to back up off me, man, because, we got this.
Man.
But that's what they're doing. It's like they're like over exaggerating the black.
And then he's just like, you need to give me those weapons.
You need to give me the weapons. I'm gonna find the weapons. They're like, you ain't finding nothing, man. You ain't finding nothing.
It's like the worst. It's like they're not even like talking to each other. They're just talking at each other.
Yeah, and then Steele gets upset. He gets mad. Some other guy's like, he's like, you ain't finding them weapons, man. And he's like, where are the weapons? I was like, okay. This movie has entertained me because of the acting here.
It's like, yo, man.
Yeah, so whatever. It doesn't do any good. He doesn't find any weapons. They don't do anything to him.
They say, we know who you are, man. Don't come back in here, man.
And we know who you are, all right? You come back in here, you gonna get smoked. And he's like, "You're not gonna smoke me." That's basically what it is.
And he just leaves.
He just leaves. He goes and he I guess he needs to go see his friend Sparky, and she's in a hospital feeling all depressed and everything because she can't walk. So she's just sitting there staring out the window, and Steele decides to break the window to show her there's a beautiful world outside. And I'm like, dude, every single time that something goes on, you have to break it.
And then she's like, I don't want to go out there. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to take this wheelchair and pick it up, and we're going to go.
We're going. She's in the hospital saying, no, I don't want to go. And everybody's just like, yeah, she wants to go.
And they were clapping and they were cheering.
They're clapping and cheering.
And one of them gave him a high five.
This guy kidnapped her.
Yeah, he just took her.
And people watched and cheered for it.
And they gave him a high five.
But he's the main character, so it's okay for him to pick her up in the wheelchair and just take him out, and just be taken just against her will. She says no.
And he's like, yeah, you want to go?
She's like, no, put me down. He's like, I'm gonna take you. So whatever. Anyways, he gets her to his home base, or which I guess they would assume would be a home base, which is a junkyard, and
it's got a bathroom.
At least there's that. And so they decide, he decides he's going to be Steel. So they build his armor to gospel music, of all things. I didn't see that one coming.
I was like, it's not the Iron Man building scene, though.
It's not the Iron Man building scene, but they are... If you would have sat there and said that Iron Man building scene was inspired by this, I'd be like, that makes sense. Because all he's doing is just hitting red hot metal with a hammer. The same piece. Like, they don't show you molding anything. It's just like, I'm just hitting a flat piece of metal.
And with gospel music.
I didn't see that coming at all.
That screams, Steel, Steel, Steel.
Stand up. Stand up. Just Steel. Just like, okay, what? What is this? Why that song? It's so jarring. It's like, at the end of Captain Marvel when they're playing I'm Just a Girl from No Doubt, you're like, that's a weird song to play.
Yeah.
Like this song is just, it's like as jarring as that. So he finally gets his armor built, and he goes to put it on, and he goes to stop his first criminal. It's just some guy who freaking robs a couple
of pictures.
Well, they got pictures in their wallet, but they're walking, and he's like pulls a knife out. Give me your wallet, and they give him his wallet, which hey, the guy's got a knife, right?
Yeah.
So then Steele shows up, but he's talking from the shadows. He's like, give him the money back, and they're like, what? He's like, give him their money back, and he's like, what? Who is this? You don't want no problem, and then Steele's like, oh, you got a problem. And then he comes out, and the guy's he's like, first of all, Shaq is over 7 feet tall. All right. He's wearing a full body suit. What do you think this suit looks like, boy? How do you feel about the suit?
So, I didn't know what the suit looked like. So when I thought, okay, maybe he'll look something like the comic book, something like it. Maybe it won't look that bad. I mean,
you want him to have the S.
Yeah, he'll probably have
with the cape
and his face covered up completely.
Yeah.
And I see this, and I'm like, oh,
not what I thought at all.
Nope.
It's I don't know what I was expecting, but it sure as shit wasn't this.
I saw that. I'm like, what is that?
It's a bit rough. The guy tries to stab him. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter because, Steele picks him up and then hangs him onto a post.
Yay.
Yeah, and then he goes and he walks up to the couple and brings them their money, their wallets back.
It's just funny how.
And he's like, "Here you go." And then he takes an escalator out of there. Wait, what?
What?
Because later we see him, he has a grapple hook, right?
Yeah, but the escalator.
Gotta take the escalator, man. It just looks weird as hell. Like this is a superhero movie, and he just took the escalator away.
It'd be like seeing Superman like put out a fire and then just get on the escalator,
or like get on a bus.
Yeah,
and just go to the next location. So anyways, some other criminals attack, right? Like they're chasing, like these guys are chasing some other bad guys, and Steel's like, well, I guess I'll save the guys that have the guns. So
what?
Yeah. Or no, I'll attack the guys who have the guns, So they see him, this big over 7 foot behemoth guy wearing nothing but metal armor with a big gaping hole in the face, and they shoot him his whole entire body,
but not in the face.
Not in the face. And then they shoot him in the balls, and he just like, no. So
you try to shoot me there.
Try to shoot me in the balls. So they come up to him, they're gonna hit him, and I guess his hammer, because he has a hammer, also has that concussion blast thing in it, and it blows the car up. I mean, it doesn't blow it, but it destroys it. All the guys fly out the windshield. I guess they should be dead, right?
And what's funny is that, like, these are criminals, right? And he wants to stop them. So he says, all right, guys, don't do it again. Just get out of here.
Don't do it again. You get out of here.
I'm like, what?
So some other guys are like, hey, man, I don't like what you did. So he turns a red dial on his hammer, and all of a sudden his body becomes magnetic and takes their guns. And
he's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are criminals.
And then he beats them up, and
then he lets them run away.
Yeah.
He's like, get out of here.
But then the police show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, we got to get him. So he gets on his motorcycle. Well, first of all, no, I'm ahead of myself. They say, put your hands up. And he puts his hands up, and then you see that his arm has a grapple gun, and it takes him up to the roof.
I mean, in the comics, Steel can fly.
He can fly
because he has jet boots. But
yeah,
I
guess that's too hard to do in a movie.
Or nah, that was just too low budget. I mean, what you want to see is Steel grapple hook like Batman.
Yeah, and it looks awful because I can see that that Shaquille O'Neal is really trying to do the superhero poses as he goes up, but he's over 7 feet tall, so it just looks awkward as hell, And then he decides, like they say that this stuff is like 70 pounds on his body. Now, look, Shaq is very strong, but he's not like like superhuman, and he's running like he's sprinting with 70 pounds of metal on his body.
That's like Goku stuff.
Yeah. Because he's a criminal. He's running from the police. Right?
Right.
He's a criminal, right?
He should be. I mean, he's doing, yeah.
Yeah.
He basically saved all the other criminals by telling them to leave before the police got there.
Oh, yeah. So he jumps off of the building that he's on, and he almost dies. Apparently, he's too big and heavy that the freaking tensile strength on this on his grapnel gun, broke. So he falls off a building and almost dies. All the while, his armor's also falling off too.
Like, well, good.
Now I'm like, you guys. I thought you guys were like weapons masters. What happened here?
It's like, you guys are weapon masters, and you couldn't get the suit right or the grapple right. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, so after he falls off a building, he conveniently pulls a motorcycle out of his ass, and he gets on it, and he's running from the police because he's a criminal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he asks Sparky to make sure that the lights turn green, so that way he doesn't run red lights because he's not breaking the law, even though he is, because he's vigilanteing, and he's a criminal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
But that doesn't stop the traffic from moving, so he just drives through the traffic anyway.
Yeah, just drives through the traffic, and that's about it. And whatever, he escapes into his little base, which looks like a junkyard, and this is all boring.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chase scene, but it's just boring.
It's like the most boring chase scene. It's even more boring than when he was chasing a guy on foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now I have to look at like his metal suit and just see him on a motorcycle, and I'm like,
he's like, I don't want to run the lights. You're a criminal. Run the lights.
Run the light. Go. Batman does it.
Batman runs all the lights. Okay, but he also kills people too in the movie. So there that is.
Well, it's not his fault they died.
Yeah. So whatever. The bad guys come back in another scene, and they decide to go after the Federal Reserve in L.A. And guess who shows up to stop them? Good old Steel.
In his little van.
Yeah, he's in a van this time.
I'm like, yay?
Yeah.
With the dog.
Look. The bad guys blew up a helicopter. The bad guys did all kinds of bad things here at this moment, and Steel shoots him back, but he can't take him. So one of them hits him with a concussive blast that blows him into, I don't know, a building.
Yeah,
I guess it completely is demolished. So, and all he has is like just a fractured rib
and like some blood on his chin.
and some blood on his chin. Because he got cut.
And they're like, "Oh my gosh, you are injured, bro."
So this is what happens when you don't put your full face mask on. But whatever, Anyways, this scene goes over with. Steel gets away, and then, I mean, do you feel the excitement in this movie, boy?
Yeah.
He goes home and he gets arrested by the police.
It's funny that they said that they were tracking where his where I guess Sparky was talking to him from, but then they go to his house, and I'm like,
that was Burke. There was a plan there. We'll go arrest him at his house, so that way he's not at home, so that way we can go get Burke, or I'm sorry, Sparky.
Oh, okay.
That was the plan, And so while Steele is in jail, the people whose lives he saved, some cop and the people whose wallet he got back, they're like, well, I mean, there's no other people here who are over 7 feet tall with a cut on their chin.
He even has like the cut on his chin, so I'm like, it's that guy. Come on.
Yeah, it's him, but they're all like,
who is it? I don't know.
Well, they're all like saying no, it's not him, even though it's clearly him.
It's
and they know it's him too, but they're like, no, it's not him. The only guy here who's like over 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Who would look like that. With cuts and bruises on his face,
But it's not him.
Yeah. That's what they said. That's how he got out of jail. So other hijinks happen and he's released from jail.
Yay.
You can hear the excitement. I mean, there's just so much stupid exposition, and we're almost done here. Okay?
I hope so.
Yeah. So the finale starts to happen. Steele's back in his costume again, and Sparky gets kidnapped. Why? Because she's alone. Okay, and
what happened to the other guy that was there?
Oh, are you talking about
with
Uncle Joe?
Yeah, where's Uncle Joe? He didn't help.
No, he was with Steele.
Oh,
yeah. I could bring up Uncle Joe, but I don't really care. I mean, all this dude says was, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Until he changes one line, well, I'll be dipped in shit and rolled in breadcrumbs. But whatever.
I'm like, stop, Joe.
Stop, Uncle. What did I call him again? Uncle Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever.
Just be like Uncle Ben.
Just stop talking, Uncle Joe. So, anyways, Steele's trying to sneak in. I mean, this guy is over 7 feet tall. He's trying to sneak into a building wearing a giant Steel costume. And of course he gets seen and hit by a concussive blast. And the reason why this is even going down is because Burke, you remember him, the villain? Yeah, he's trying to sell the weapons he has made to the highest bidder. So because of him doing that, what ends up happening is that Steel is standing right there, and that guy's like, "Hey, my weapons, I'm gonna sell these weapons, and they're gonna be the best weapons ever." And Steel's like, "Nuh-uh, I make better weapons than that." like my hammer, for instance. These are the lines. Because Burke is the dumbest villain ever. Okay, he's like, you got better weapons than me, and he said, "Yeah, I got better weapons. You see my hammer? Bet you won't press that button on the bottom." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna press that button on the bottom," and I'm like, "Okay." He said, "Don't press the button. You should be smarter than this." And he's like, "I bet you won't take that red dial and turn it he's like, oh, now you know I gotta turn that red dial. And I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. Is this guy really gonna freaking do this?
Did this guy fall for that?
It wasn't even like he fell for it. He just like didn't listen.
He's like, you don't want to press that button or that dial.
You don't want to press that button. He's like, I'm not gonna. He's like, oh, I'm gonna press the button. You don't want to do it. You know, and he does it, and what happens? It turns into a magnet, so all the weapons come to him. You know,
this guy is stupid.
You know, so he gets his hammer back, and Burke has a surprise Pikachu face, and then the final action scene happens, but it's so quick because Burke has the freaking Hummer that's been causing all these problems, and what does Steel do? He sits there and freaking shoots a concussive blast at Burke, and Burke, you know, flies into fire, and he's never seen again.
Oh, Burke burned.
Yeah, he got burned. Meanwhile, Steel is trying to save Ray J because Ray J's here too for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, because why not?
Yeah, so he's like in a corner somewhere, and somebody pushes him into a room, and then, you know, they throw a grenade in there. And of course, you know, Shaq's been making free throws this whole entire movie. You know, so he should be able to easily do this, you know, and Ray J teaches him how to freaking throw a free throw with a grenade, you know, and it works.
It's funny is that it was like thrown into the room and like it didn't explode after 10 seconds.
Yeah, they're in there for like 30, 40 seconds.
Just talking like, how do I do this?
How do I shoot a free throw? Seriously? Okay, look, plant your feet, relax, and shoot it through that stupid ass hole. And he does, and it works. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, I'm practically done with this movie by this point in time. It's gotten stupid. Like it's gotten more stupid. It was already stupid. It's gotten more stupid. You know. So look, the bad guys are all dead. The good guys win. So, you know, what do they go do? They go celebrate by going to Grandma's restaurant that she just opened.
Yay.
Yeah. And, you know, that's pretty much the end.
Yeah.
You know, I got nothing for this movie, boy. I really got nothing for this movie. It is old, it's boring, it's all the bad and none of the good.
This is the reason why no one talks about this movie.
Because it's awful. I'm giving this movie a 1.
Yeah. What else would I give it?
I don't know. You like dumb shit, so
yeah, it gets a 5. It gets a 5.
Yeah, you would say something like that. But what's your real score?
Probably a 4.
Are you serious?
No.
All right.
Probably a 1.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
So 1 from you, 1 from me. This movie is garbage.
It's a 1, but it deserves a 0.
It does deserve a 0. But our scale doesn't go that low.
It's the lowest. It's the lowest one, like just the lowest of ones. Really low 1.
Yeah, it is a low 1. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. You know, this movie had no potential. I don't think anybody was looking forward to it. And I saw this stupid thing in theaters because what else was I gonna do?
Well, what was it like after you watched it in theaters?
It was just as bad as this, as what we saw. You know, I don't remember the gospel music. I don't remember that. And so when it came on, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what the hell was that?" You know. But other than that, though, this movie was awful. I'm glad it's over. It didn't steal the show. I tried. I'm sorry.
You know, when
I tried.
I always wanted to watch Man of Steel 2. I didn't mean steal.
Yeah, right. They say that plenty of times. Oh my gosh, you're just the Man of Steel. Like, no, he's not.
I'm like, roll credits.
He's not. No, you can't even roll credits because he is not. You know,
the Man of Steel is Superman.
That's what it is.
But he doesn't get a sequel.
Awful. This is an awful movie.
Awful.
Okay. Don't watch it if you can't. And I'm hopefully.
If you want to watch a Steel movie, just watch Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's better. I will say that it's better. I'm gonna put the video out as soon as I can, and hopefully Warner Brothers doesn't try to steal my freaking video.
Don't you mean Winnie biscuits?
Yeah, weenie biscuits. Hopefully they don't try to steal my freaking content again.
Maybe they'll just let this one go because like.
That movie's awful. Yeah, we're not making money from that. Let them have it. Let them have it. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, if you like this, hey, give us the stars. Give us all the stars. Okay. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram. We're doing it. Well, we're not doing it big, but we're doing it everywhere. Okay. Hell, force somebody else to listen to this.
Force somebody else to watch this.
Pin them to the ground. Pin them to the floor. Tie them, or I don't know. Do something to make sure they cannot move, and you turn it on, and you let them listen to this.
And then you make them watch the movie.
Then you make them watch the movie Steel.
Like no, you make your worst enemy watch the movie Steel. You take your worst enemy and you strap him to the couch, and you're like, you're watching that. This is revenge, man.
We're not gonna stop playing the thing.
We're gonna when it ends, it's just gonna keep looping.
It's gonna loop over and over again. There you go. But hey, we're gonna call this episode because the next one will be available
when it's ready.